So after making my first video, I realized I didn't really look at all of the choices for the survey. I thought that I was existentialist, but then I realized that I'm not. I'm 18 on existentialism, which is philosophy that stresses the importance of the individual and emotional commitment to living authentically. But progressivism was actually my top one. So the students' interests are important, integrating thinking, feeling, and doing is important. And I thought that was really interesting because I actually do believe in both of them. So I believe that students really do need to have a choice in their learning as we are preparing them to be digital citizens in an age that is not going to see it going away anytime soon. Actually, they need to be prepared today more than they ever have. I have mentioned that I'm 32, and in my lifetime I've gone from the internet being plugged into a wall to children playing with it on their own tablets or iPhones. I didn't get a phone until I was 16 years old, and that was a really big deal for me. So I just think it's incredible how much we have grown in such a small amount of years. So with progressivism, I believe that children are better able to learn as we take their interests into mind. I think this is true for adults and anyone you would talk to. It's very important that we're able to provide students with a choice in their learning, because as technology advances, that's probably where they're going to go more and more. Is here's the website, here's how to use it. I will guide you through the process, but now you make the choice and you decide on something you're very interested in. This is something I don't really do very often in the lower grades, because in first grade we're just teaching how to learn, but through my assignment for this class, I've been learning that I really can share that control and give them more access to choice. So what I've been doing is we started with National Geographic for kids, and then the next week we learned about Time for Kids. So what this means is it went from I introduced the website, I discuss how to use it, privacy versus personal, and then we do it together a few times, and then I let them do it with guided instruction, and then ultimately they do it on their own if possible. And I've been able to watch them really grow in this ability to take charge, show that leadership that is I hadn't really realized I could share with them at such a young age. National Geographic was really good. It has videos about animals, and it was pretty straightforward. It had a lot of pictures going on. The one that wasn't as straightforward would be the Time for Kids. This was a much more difficult thing for them to do, as sometimes they'd search for an animal and the animal wouldn't be in the database, because it's more based on the articles that Time has available right now. So children would have to look again. But what that's helping them understand is they need to be able to know how to search for things, how to look things up. And it's really been wonderful to be able to point out, oh, this is why you have to be able to read. Because the National Geographic had a lot of videos and Time didn't. So that really brought home that you're going to need to be able to use these skills in reading to help you understand what's being presented. It can't always be videos, it's not always pictures. There were pictures for Time, but a lot of it was reading. And so I think, how does this tie into technology? We're preparing them for jobs that probably don't even exist right now at this point. I never would have thought of Facebook 20 years ago when I was like 12. I never would have thought of Instagram or so many of these media sites, or Google or Amazon or eBay. I mean, there's so much that's just been happening so quickly. So we're preparing them for jobs that probably don't exist by teaching them the skills to help them succeed in whichever area they choose to feel success in. We're preparing them for the 21st century so that they're ready for the workforce in the next 15 years or 10 years. Okay.